Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joel Duggan and this is the Friday LEGO Let's Chat. And we are working on the LEGO Retro Radio set 10334. If you do bang set in chat, just like SweetSandi, you'll get a link so that you can go and check out the set yourself. I am probably going to end up doing 2 bags today. There will be some periodic breaks. I'm cooking dinner, so I've got a few racks of ribs on the barbecue outside, so I will have to pop out and check those probably on the half hour. So breaks will be short, but maybe a little bit more frequent than we're used to, which is fine because I'm still under the weather, still dealing with this cold, and I cannot wait to be over it. It's been over a week now. It started on Wednesday or Thursday of last week, so hopefully we will get going on that. However, this has been a really fun project so far, and I think it's going to be really interesting looking at some of these mechanisms and pieces that we have in here. Lots of gears, so should be some fun stuff coming up. How's everyone's Friday? Am I feeling better, Mikatu? I'm feeling a little bit better. Again, I sound worse than I feel, but I'm still not 100%. Still disruptive, and I absolutely did not have the energy for a stream yesterday. Like, I went to go get groceries yesterday morning. I was probably back around 11, and I was absolutely spent. Only like a 20-minute walk, so was not a good indicator that the rest of the day was going to be a good stream. So I decided to wait. I usually check when I do these streams. I normally check my hands to make sure my hands are clean, and I did today as well. But like, you might have to excuse me if I end up with like charcoal or barbecue schmutz on my hands as I go out and check periodically. I really shouldn't have to check too much. I've got one of these cool remote thermometers. So unfortunately my probe, my grill probe is acting up, so I've got 2 probes out there, but we're doing okay as far as the temp goes. Any barbecue chefs in chat? I need to increase the font. I don't know if I could figure this out the other day. I don't think I could. Yeah, the new Twitch app does not let you preferences maybe? Appearance. Nope. Preferences, notifications, system. Nope. What app doesn't let you change the font size from super tiny? So silly. Twitch has never gotten their mobile app right. Absolutely never. All kinds of crazy colors in here. I mentioned this at the start of the last stream with Lego, but if you're not familiar with knolling, I like to knoll out the pieces when I do my Lego sets. I find it allows me to hang out with y'all longer and chat longer, but also kind of increases the build time on some of these sets. And when you're either receiving a wonderful gift like this from Cosmic Dancer, so again, thank you, Cosmic, or if you're buying the set yourself, I don't want it to last as long as possible. And it does make it a lot easier. MDog95, resubbing at tier 1, 45 months in a row. I know my piece is out too, but not nearly as neatly as you do. Well, thanks very much. I don't know if I would do it. Well, that's a lie. I would probably do it this neatly if I wasn't on camera. That's just me, though. And MindTripMedia with 100 bits. Thanks very much, MindTrip. Those two things combined bring us really close to a hype train. Another 100 bits or another sub will kick off the hype train. Hype train, of course, is a great way to get a new emote. Which they're usually animated these days too. How's the audio? I'm trying to get myself a little bit closer to the mic. When I was listening to the last stream for Lego, I noticed that my audio was a little bit on the low side. I mean, it was also Tuesday and I was still quite ill. Heyo, SweetSandi dropping in 100 bits, kicking off the hype train. Thanks very much, SweetSandi. These are really neat looking pieces. I'm assuming this is how they will get the dial to go back and forth on the radio. This is a relatively small bag, actually. I'm seeing it all. Another 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the hype train. Jumping in with a tier 1 sub, 100 bits, or a Prime Gaming sub. we'll keep the hype train going. Wait, is it? Does the Prime do that? Maybe not. Don't believe me, only believe the mod. Hey, SweetSandi gifted 2 subs. That went to UHNFD. I wonder if that's a Newfoundland reference. And Dope Panda 2. Dope Panda, that's a great username. Welcome in. I don't recognize you. Thanks for coming by. I can't imagine it's easy to build with Lego and also keep your head in the ideal place for mic audio. It's not terribly easy. The problem with the mic, of course, is that it's meant for podcasting and streaming. And so like here right now, the mic is, I don't know, it's like a fist away from my face. It's about the same position it would be if I was streaming. But if I look away and talk, then the audio changes dramatically. So the difference with the stream is that I don't tend to look away. And actually, I have 2 monitors when I'm streaming, and the chat is on one and the game is on the other. And I have the mic in between my monitor and the chat. So when I look at chat and continue to talk, the microphone is actually in a better position. So it's a little bit like turning to address someone in a conversation. When I look at chat and speak, it's almost like I have a slightly more engaged audio because of the mic position. Really tiny pieces. Another minute and a half left on level 2 of the hype train. Blast Jordan, hello, good to see you. Dan, good to see you as well. Dan, I wouldn't speak too soon. There's lots of colors. I feel like there's probably some pink. I've seen anecdotally more red, I think. I have seen pink. Just from looking at the outside of the bags the other day. I also try not to spy ahead. It's funny, I've come to really appreciate not spoiling the build. That was a resubscription at tier 1, 34 months. Greetings, Joel. Greetings, chat. Happy Friday from Word Nerdify. Thanks very much, Word. Appreciate it. And that is bag 2. Where did it go? A little crooked, but we'll get there. Something I keep on forgetting to do while I'm doing these streams is take like social media shots. That's how it all started. I did like a droid fighter, and instead of doing it live, I was taking like play-by-play shots for Instagram, and then I thought, you know what? I should stream this. Mikatu had a good question. May I ask whether you do the knolling more for better clarity, or is it a ritual you enjoy? Both, as a matter of fact. One of the things I always hated about doing Lego when I was a kid was digging through like a bag or a bin looking for the piece. Like, it drove me nuts. And I never thought to lay them all out. I don't know why. That is the end of the hype train. Thank you very much, folks. What a great way to kick off for Friday. The Nookie, that's a great emote. I love it. I don't know what I got. Did I get anything? Doesn't say. No. Twitch is not telling me what emote I got. Huh. Weird. Maybe I already have that one? Do I already have it? Let me check. I do. That's probably why. Okay. This piece and I noticed last time too that things were a little bit out of focus, and I did my best, but I might have to rethink like the aperture settings and stuff on this camera. I know that you can see the pieces, but I noticed that a lot of the book and stuff was out of focus. It's got a very narrow depth of field. And so what I did was I put my blade here, and I made sure that Mastercraft was in focus as best I could. So hopefully things are sharp. If they're not, then let me know. Maybe I can adjust it for next time. I almost need tweezers to get these pieces out of here. One of those. Really technical. Oh, I need 2 of those. It does feel like you're kind of making the components of a radio, like, you know, the inside circuitry and stuff. I don't know that you can only make custom emotes when you're an affiliate. Yeah. Yeah, I am behind on that. I really should do more of those. I think my favorite one is my think tank one. Focus is great, says Mikatu. Okay, cool. That's good to know. Thank you for the feedback. It's I have to switch profiles on my OBS because this is a 1080p camera. Well, they're both 1080p cameras, but this one, of course, is full screen, whereas my other camera is just like a little face cam in the corner. Eventually, I wouldn't mind having another like little webcam or something in here to have a shot of me, but it's not worth it to have both cameras going. So wait and see. I'm glad the clicking comes through. I want to get a shotgun mic, and I would kind of point it. I would have it like mounted straight ahead of me, and I would have it pointed like at me but down, so that it would get like the clicking and stuff. That. One of those. These. And one more of those. Cool. So technical. And then this attaches to here. Neat. Reminds me of, I don't remember what season of Hermitcraft it was, but Rendog and Iskal were living on the same mushroom island, and Rendog was making his whole base look like a circuit board, and it looked really cool. There's definitely going to be elements of that, I think, in my sci-fi build when I eventually get that going on the Citadel. Three. Oh, that's the L part. So intricate, man. Wow. They missed a step there. They did two things at once. And that goes in this position here. Oh, I missed a spot. We know that these curves are the outside of the back of the radio. You kind of have an idea of where this is going to go. I feel like it's going to slide in this position. That penguin dude, hello. How's it going? Going to listen while I go for walks is MindTripMedia. Before I go, did you ever build the Radio Shack radio kit? No, I didn't. I was probably, I don't know how we compare in age, MindTrip, but I think I was just a little bit too young for when Radio Shack was all the rage. I was a Nintendo kid. I didn't get into like building my own electronics. Dealing with allergies and sinus stuff that have taken me to my knees this week, says Penguin Dude. I feel you. This is more than allergies. This is definitely a brutal sinus cold. Allergies I find will affect my voice but will not affect my head. Whereas this has been problematic for almost a week. I need to just double check on the ribs because they've been on an hour. So this will be a short break. So just give me a minute and a bit. I'll be right back. All right, things are looking good. I one thing I forgot to do, which I should have remembered from last year. For anybody that's familiar, when you're barbecuing ribs, it's usually nice to hit them with some water, or in my case, I like to mix water and apple cider vinegar. And my spray bottle broke last year, and I haven't replaced it. So I'm using like a silicone barbecue brush, which is meant to be for sauces, but I'm using it and kind of like flicking water on them because you can't brush them because you'll remove the bark, you'll remove the rub. So it takes longer because sometimes you just open up the grill, hit them with a quick spritz, close the grill, you're good. But it takes a lot longer when you're going to do it with a barbecue brush. So I really need to figure out a good spray bottle. Does anybody that's a barbecue person, like a charcoal grill person in chat, know of a good brand for a a spray bottle? Specifically for food. Like I would want the plastic to be food grade. M-Dog, thanks very much. Appreciate that. Where are we? We're on this step here. Okay. So little dots go there. I'm really curious to see what these are going to be used for, because like obviously the colors are meant to be easy for us to see, but like it's the height and the shape of everything always has a purpose when you're doing this kind of stuff. Like I'm sure there's some sort of track or guide or something. Yeah, starting to see it now. 3 of those and 1. Chip Munkin. That's a great username, by the way. Your dad uses a cat be good sprayer. Really? That's funny. Flarosol says MDog95. It's glass and has a very nice spray pattern and pressure. Flarosol. I'm going to write that down. Hold on. Where should I put this? Oh, you know what? Let's put it right in my barbecue notes for this cook. FLA IR OSOL. I never thought about getting a glass one. That eliminates the I wonder if this plastic is okay to use. I'm assuming that's probably something I can find on Amazon. Thank you very much. Almost the same. I was a Nintendo kid. I also had access to the electronics for kids. Back to lurking. Cool. Thanks very much, MindTrip. Yeah, it's more of a mist. Like you don't want droplets. That's the problem with what I'm doing right now. I mean, really, you just don't want the ribs to dry out. That's the main issue. Right. Where was I? Just did that one. Just did that one. So we're here. Something I really like about the Star Wars kits, of course, is all the gears, because sometimes like the wings go up and down, or like landing gear moves. There's all kind of cool stuff that happens with Star Wars. In there, and then this goes in here. Now, does this have a specific? It looks like this is symmetrical. Oh, I see. It's going to go in a certain way. And that goes here. Right, so then specifically we now know that this little blue piece was meant to catch the edge of that. Keep it at a certain distance. That's cool. I'm assuming that the ridges of these get somehow tracked in there. I need to learn more about Lego Technic. I don't buy Lego Technic because I find that the models don't look as cool, but I really like the gears and stuff. There's an excavator right now. It's like it's a Volvo excavator on the Lego site, and it's all black with like yellow highlights. Like most of the time when you think about excavators, you're thinking they're bright yellow, right? But this is black. It's very sharp looking. It's huge too. All right, this. Hope I didn't miss a spot. I put that in the wrong place. It goes up here. So I was wrong about that blue piece. Right, and then this makes more sense. Okay. Oh, so this goes on the other side. Huh. One of these, the red gear. I can never remember what the little bits are called. I mean, gear, but like, is it a piston? Or rod? I can't remember what they call them. That goes in like that. And then this, we have to thread. This looks symmetrical. I don't know if that's supposed to be loose. I guess we'll find out. And this goes on there like that. Oh, cool. So there's little studs in here, little ridges, and they catch. So when you move it, that's cool. So neat. This goes to about there. You have the Ford F-150, the Jeep Wrangler, and the McLaren F1 car. All these sets were very fun to build. Yeah, I imagine. M-Dog, have you seen the way that some people display their Lego Technic F1 cars? So what they do is they get like a flat mounting thing, and the car goes down like this. So like wheels would be down on the table, and then they've got LEDs around the board, and then the whole thing goes up in the wall. And so the LEDs are usually the same color as the car. So like red car, red LEDs, yellow car, yellow LEDs, that kind of thing. Wild. Looks really, really cool. You can probably find them on Instagram. It's a really cool look. Again, if I was into F1, then it would be something I would do. And F1 cars are good like that for wall mounting because they're like very low and flat, right? They don't stick out from the wall. My Star Wars ships, I would be walking down the hallway and I'd be knocking them, I'd be knocking them clear off the wall. It's like we were talking about that with the Millennium Falcon the other day. All right, now this attaches here. Yes. And that gives it a little bit of tension. Maybe a little bit too much tension. Yeah, it's just that little piece there. That's pretty good. That's very cool. Oh, we gotta slide this all the way up this way now. And then we do these two pieces. Yeah, it is a really cool looking set. Oh, the excavator? Yeah. Volvo EC500 hybrid excavator. Set 42215. Yeah, that's it. And then this goes on the other end here. And again, that's the other curved piece, the back side of the radio. I feel like we've got this upside down. I feel like this is going to have to point up. I think this is going to get turned around. I could be wrong. I feel like this is going to connect over here somehow. But then again, maybe not. Such crazy small pieces. That goes up here. This goes here. such a tiny little intricate. The piece used as a stopper for the on-off switch was originally created as a roller skate for Lego minifigures. Yeah, that's what I thought. These little things. They're roller skates for minifigs. That's fun. I like that they include stuff like that. I wish they would do that more. So again, like the stopper is like just the right depth, you know? I wonder how long it takes a Lego engineer to sort that out, right? This goes down like that. Click onto it? I guess so. Wow. That is very precise. Roller skates, who knew? I'm also missing a step from, I'm not sure when. Where did I miss the blue pieces? Ages ago, it looks like. Oh yeah. I missed a step here. There. There. Light blue. There. This feels like a lot to be left over. I could be wrong. Gonna double check. Only needed one of the little red pieces. We only needed one of the yellow pieces. There was only one red roller skate. Yeah. Normally 3 pieces, but 5 things left over at the end of the bag is always, for me, it's always cause for concern. I don't think I missed anything. The problem here, of course, is that if I've missed something, it's going to be inside the radio and be really hard to fix later on down the line. Doesn't look like it. I think we're okay. I'm just looking for the different times we've used different colors, but nope. I think we're good. Sweet. And then this last step. That part there, and then this goes on. Oh no, it just goes on just as we have them organized here. So that's going to click into there. And this is going to click into there. So here's a section where like this little ramp piece catches the corner of that. It has like a stop. A little clunky. It's better when you use that. Cool. Kel Birdie, hello, hello. Better to have leftovers than find you're missing a piece entirely. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. I just worry that I've made a mistake when I have extra pieces, right? All right, folks. I need to take another quick poke out to the barbecue. The temperature's up a little bit, and I also need to reheat my coffee. So again, extra breaks today because I'm cooking. Also, I'm taking it easy because I'm still getting over this cold. So thanks for hanging out. I'll be right back, and we'll start on bag 3. Back in a minute. Or 5. Probably closer to 6. All right. Things are looking good. They were just a little bit warm. I was up around 250, which is not outside of the realm of possibility. It's just I try to cook between 225 and 235. I will accept 240, but when you start to get up to 250, if it spikes and it goes up to 275, then things get too hot too quick. Oh, we have a lot more pieces than I thought here. This is the fun technical side of these builds, I think. All these really intricate pieces. I'm doing pretty good. I've only made one mistake so far. Any pink ones? Asking for someone. Orange. No pink. Brown. This is page 50, it looks like. Yep. Mikatu, have a good one. Thanks for coming by. Sorry your battery is dying. It is probably going to take me an absolute eon to lay all this out. Remember these from some of the more technical ship builds. There are little spherical domes. They're almost full circles. I don't think I've ever seen those in Lego before. I imagine they're the kind of thing that's used as like a ball joint in like Ninjaga stuff. I think I've mentioned this before. I don't have any personal interest in the Ninjago line, but man, if I was 10 or 8, 100%. That would have been my jam. I was very much a Ninja Turtles kid. So anything like ninja related, I would have been on board. There's something wrong with the set if there's no pink? I just think that they know who the set is for. They know it's for me. Surprisingly, there's actually almost as much colored pieces in here as there is black and gray. I'm getting close to the point where I need to find some sort of like Lego organizing chest. I have a single Tupperware container that has all those little extra pieces in it, like those 5 pieces at the end of the last segment, and it's getting quite full. I need to figure out a better way to organize it. Not that I ever go back and need them, but every now and again, I remember either having missed a piece or lost a piece during the assembly and needing to find a replacement. And like it was a situation where color didn't matter, and I absolutely have been able to dig into that little bin and save the day. Oh, cool. It's like a labeled piece. I'm glad I don't have to put any stickers on that. That would have been a real pain. The Wormbo resubbing at tier 1, 9 months. Thanks very much. Really appreciate that, Wormbo. I don't think I'm ready for this kind of responsibility. The Fire Keystone badge. You are now in the hot seat. Thanks again for the support. I really appreciate it. What's new in your world on a Friday? Rare that things work out in a perfect little square. You even know some of those shapes? Nice. Odd shapes equals a knowing challenge for sure. Yeah, I recognized a couple of things. We've done work with these little rubber pieces before. You know, I just glanced over at my thermometer remote. and we're back down to 237, which is acceptable. But to come down 10 degrees in 15 minutes by just adjusting the top vent on the barbecue, I know that's how fire works, like I get it, but it's still wild to me how easy it is to control charcoal temperature once you kind of get the hang of it. And the last time I did ribs, I overcompensated for the barbecue getting too hot like 2 times ago. And so when I do ribs, I do like a ring of charcoal around the Weber, and I light one side. Like I get about 10 briquettes going, and I light one side of it, and then over the course of like 5 or 6 hours, it just kind of burns its way around. And I've got different chunks of wood around the outside, but I had only gone 3 deep on that ring, and my rib cook took like 7 or 8 hours. Like I was worried about them drying out. Like it took forever. So I did it 4 deep this time, and it's definitely a better way to go. I'd rather have more coal and be able to adjust. I'd rather be too hot and be able to dampen it down than burning at 180, which is what happened the last time, and it took the cook to far too long. 180 isn't even really that hot enough to do anything. Really need to be up over 200. 180 would be fine if you were making jerky, maybe. Does anybody make jerky on their grill? Anybody? I'm curious. I've never tried it. My buddy Peyton has. But he's got an egg. He's got like a green egg. Nookie, thank you for the lurk. Appreciate it. Oh, there's the other half. I didn't see that. I was like, that feels kind of short, but they've got 2 pieces. Again, I'm glad. I have to put a sticker on that. That would have been annoying to say the least. Oh, we've got 2 more. The on-off parts. These Lego streams came back at a good time. I don't feel like I have to talk over these as much as when I do like a Satisfactory stream. Which is odd because Satisfactory has got all kinds of sound effects and lots of flashy things going on visually, but for whatever reason, I feel like these are more chill. I still have not been able to master the ability to get audio into my, like music audio into my streams for you guys, but having it not be in my ears or as loud in my ears. I find it very distracting if I have it going all the time. I feel like I'm shouting over it, you know? Probably sneak these in here. There's a lot of pieces in the bag. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but I've got like a wrinkle in my mat. It's off camera, but it's really distracting. As I get farther to the right, there's like more air underneath the mat. So pieces tend to like sit funny. Oh, of course. Find it funny that Sandy posted no stickers right after the stream stickers message. Oh yeah, the stream stickers. You know what? I don't know if I have those working on this setup. I might not. I feel like I've added stream stickers since the last time I did a Lego stream. I don't remember seeing their layer on the OBS setup. I need to redo my Lego Let's Chat OBS setup. Not quite where I want it to be. I've added some automation and some other things to some of the other scenes, and I've not copied them over. Oh, I heard it. Did it work? It did. I don't have a way of seeing who did it though. Oh, SweetSandi. Thanks very much. So yay. Thanks for the test. I don't think these are going to fit here. Last bits. Let's go back over this way. Yeah, the stream stickers have been a fun addition. I haven't actually looked to see if there's some new ones, because every once in a while the stream stickers plugin, they add like new stickers, but I haven't seen any new ones. They work better for Minecraft than they do Satisfactory. Although Satisfactory, I guess the Claptrap and the GLaDOS and the, I take that back. I guess it depends on the sticker. That looks like a very specific piece. That actually might be something we've got to twist apart, it looks like. Oops. I know I've talked about this a lot on LEGO streams, but this is where having big hands is a real problem. Not bad. So we need these. I'm going to take another photo before I forget. Think it's slightly tilted? Oh, I think it's slightly tilted. I think it dips. I'm sure it's crooked. The only thing I have as a monitor that I can see from where I'm sitting is a little 1.5 by 2 inch, 1.5 by 2.5 flip up screen on the back of the camera. The camera is pointing straight down, but I've got the back screen flipped up towards me. But it's tiny. It's like a foot away. All right, so we need one of those. And that looks like it goes all the way down. And then that attaches over here. There's a gear in there. You can see one of those little beige gears down in there. And then this is going to go on top. And now that turns that. All right, get this stuff together here. I like these little, they look like gold bars, but they come in all kinds of different colors now. Got a nice look and feel to them. Oh, that does not look like it's attached. There we go. It does bend, like it sort of like bends this way whenever you put pressure on a corner, because the edges are curved. All right, simple step. Now we're gonna make the dial for the display. Call it. Crazy to think that all this stuff was analog. Like, wasn't a digital display. It was a physical needle, probably on a spring, in terms of how this stuff was all put together. I wish I knew a little bit more about that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know anything about electronics. And, like, I know how to use a computer. I'm not really sure how a computer works in terms of like the actual stuff, you know. I've been trying to keep up on AI, but like I'm lost. There's just so much stuff. We've talked about this, I think, a little bit on stream before, but like I find that there's just so much I don't want to say noise, but they're just, people are talking about like this crazy new thing that this thing does, but like it just doesn't seem to be anything practical for me. I mean, I can see it if you're in marketing, if you write a lot of emails, but like there's just, I have yet to really figure it out. I did see someone put together a really cool AI agent that like looked after their inbox, and I wouldn't mind having some of my email automatically sorted. I say that, and Apple does this thing where it puts your email into different boxes, like promotion boxes or subscription boxes, and it doesn't get it right. And so I need to look in to see if there's a way to like tell Apple, hey, that's not a promotion email, that's a newsletter, you know? Where did that go? I don't know if I can improve the, like if I can have it learn to do something specifically. Or not learn, but like have a setting. That looks me. Oh, I see. There's going to be a thing that flips up and puts that in front of it. I see now. These always remind me of the He-Man Attack Track. That toy from when I was a kid. In this space. Huh. I found out that my auto pay for my electric bill wasn't working 2 months late because Gmail was sending their emails to spam. Oh, that sucks, MDog. That's no good. Yeah, I wouldn't want to, like, I find that the spam filter for Gmail is usually pretty good. What I would want to use an AI agent for is sorting email that I want, that I know I want, that's already hitting my inbox and putting it in like a category. Like I find I spend a lot of time on my phone opening up a message, like marking it as read and then flagging it for like read later or whatever. And I would much rather, if it's like something from Patreon, like say we get a new member on Patreon, right? Patreon sends me an email, says MDog95 has now become a super duper awesome person and member of the Patreon. And I want to read it and review it to check it later, but I don't need it to be marked as unread on my phone. Like I should be able to have that read flagged as like a yellow flag for me on my Apple Mail, which is like a task list. And then I can just go into that like every other day and clear it out. So there's a few things I want to try to automate. I just haven't had the time. Like I find that so much of this requires sitting down and trying to figure out which model to use and how to do it all. Don't get me wrong, I think it's cool. It's just a little beyond my natural skill set. So it takes me longer to sort it out. Need 3 of those. Need 2 of those. Wow. Very specific. Now time for the rubber piece. Where did I put that? There it is there. So this, and like that. It goes in the middle. I've used these rubber pieces before, and I'm trying to remember exactly what they're for. I feel like they almost used like a spring to like have some resistance push back, kind of like a cupboard latch, I think. Oh man, I'm gonna butcher this name. Guglielmo? What? I don't know. Guglilmo. Guglielmo? I don't know. Guglielmo? Wow, that's brutal. G. Marconi, an Italian inventor, is credited as the inventor of the world's first radio. His first radio signal was successfully sent and received in 1895. So, a Scottish guy first thought that radio waves were possible, and then an Italian guy in 1895 made it possible. So that means that radio is 130 years old. That's cool. I could really use some more advanced AI filters on my work inbox, says Ndog, but unfortunately we use Outlook and are very locked down from unapproved AI tools since we're a big bank. Yeah, no, I could. Stephen ESC was talking about that on the Citadel Cafe a couple weeks ago. He has a government job, and so right now they want to use AI, but like they're bogged down with like policy and figuring out on how to use AI. Yeah, the search function on Mac Mail is terrible. I really wish Mac Mail was better. I'm kind of tied into it, and it bounces across all my devices, so I'm kind of using it right now. There was one other one that caught my eye that I haven't tried yet. I want to say it starts with a C. Is it Canary Mail, maybe? I feel like Steven is using that one. But I think it's a paid app. This little piece goes here. I'm really curious what all this is going to be used for. Whoops, bang the mic. I've never seen anything like this before. So email right now is the only thing I can think of that my like AI would be something that I could kind of utilize. Help make my day a little bit easier. I'm not even sure about day. It's more like week, right? More like doing like a little bit of something ahead of time. This is a very specific piece of gear too. I can't believe it's been a week and I still have this like old rasp going on in my voice. The Disney villain voice is still in full effect. Oh, I forgot. This is where cutting my fingernails for playing guitar bites me in the butt. Because then you don't have the fingernails to like push the or pull the pieces apart. All right, so that is what it should look like. I think that's right. It's nice that they say, hey, double check it before you put these red caps on it. Oh, wow. Goes. Oh, okay. So that's going to turn this part here. This goes in here. Goes in there and then attaches. Nope. Hold on. This way. That's crazy. So this little ball piece goes in between the ridges of these two, like these, the two that are stacked here. They have like a little ridge on them. And this actually clicks. I'm not sure if you can hear that. You can, there's just enough tension. That's really cool. So this is the on off, which is my guess. And then that goes in there. So it probably locks. Yeah. So you twist this open and then this moves. And if you twist this shut, oh no, that still works. Weird. I thought that was going to stop it. All right. Getting ahead of myself. I'm not sure what it is about the clear, completely translucent Lego pieces. They always, and this is probably just like perception, but they feel sharper. I don't know why. Maybe because your brain thinks glass, but like they feel, they might be harder plastic. Like they could be harder plastic. I don't know, but my brain logs them as sharper. This flips over. Doing a lot of these like rounded 2x1 plates as stacked. I always forget the names too, because there's a difference between plates and something with a stud on it. You'd think that I would know by now. I've definitely made this mistake before too, where you don't see the step in the fold of the book. Lessons learned on previous builds, especially on the really large sets, because the books are so thick. They don't often lay this flat. That doesn't look right. Oh, that's why. As it's not right. There we go. Oh, cool. This is the on-off bit. So off is on this side. On is on that side. And then it looks like this completes circle. So we talked earlier before about things being in focus. And it could be just the fact that the writing is too small. Can you all see off and on written on that? Okay, so this is going to go down. Oops. Clever. Cool little dial. Goes down in there. Okay. And then flip this over. That, and then another gear. Flip it over again. And that actually goes in here. Wow, that is one crazy complicated mechanism. And then this goes on like this. So you guys can kind of see what's going on. Yeah, like that. That doesn't appear to be correct. Yeah, it's doing the right thing, but that ball mechanism might be in the wrong spot. Unless it's not supposed to come off. So what's happening is that little gray ball that's in there, you twist it, it lifts the whole thing. See how it like pushes the whole thing off? That can't be the whole. That's a very subtle turn. I feel like it should be more than that. Yeah, I don't like that. I feel like I've done something wrong. That's how it's pictured. Yep. If you say it's those words, I can distinguish them. Otherwise, it's just longer than off. It's just longer than the other. Yeah, that makes sense. It's really fine printing too. I wouldn't expect it to be super legible. I need to take another short break and check on the old ribs. So give me a few minutes, folks, and I'll be back in just a bit. All right, we're back. I realize that we're getting so much glare off of this book. Man, I have the ThermoWorks Smoke X2 thermometer. That's what this is here. And this little guy, the probe, not only is he reading a different temperature, but he's giving it to me half the time. And this is low. I just lifted the lid to put some water on the ribs, so it was at around 240, 235. But I need to replace this probe. And they're not expensive. They're like, I don't know, $30. But you can't get them anywhere I can find other than the ThermoWorks website, which is US. So it's $30 US. And then the shipping is as much as the freaking the probe. So like I need to see if there's any like aftermarket probes that work with the Smoke X2 that are maybe not ThermoWorks, something I can maybe find on Amazon. So if anybody knows of probes that work with the Smoke X2, let me know. Also, I love that this is a remote. Like it's so cool to have the thermometer outside and then be able to take this with me anywhere I go. I just have it off to the side here while I'm streaming in case anything goes crazy. But I would really like to replace that probe. They plug in, it looks like they're small 3.5 millimeter jacks, like headphone jacks. They're not a full size headphone jack. They're smaller than that, but that's all they are when they go into the side of the main thermometer. So anyway. How can you backseat Lego? Oh, I just leave that up all the time, Gappy the guy, because of all the other stuff I stream. I only ever stream like once a week for Lego. But yeah, the no backseating. The no backseating thing, you'd think that would just be a common courtesy thing on Twitch, but it's not. So this, I feel I have done wrong somehow. Because it continues to lift it off. Don't know. Maybe I've got this. No, that's how it goes. It's a really small, like, I'm not sure if you can see that, but it only turns like a couple of millimeters. I don't know if that's really what it's supposed to be like. If any, I didn't have a chance on the break because I was dealing with the ribs, but if anybody can look up online to know if there's like a, what's the thing? What's it like? Is the on-off switch on the radio supposed to be this finicky? Let me know. Out of curiosity, has anybody in chat built this before? And as soon as I say that, actually, I'm realizing now that there was somebody. There was definitely a time in chat where we had to be careful about spoilers for Lego builds. We definitely used to have people that would say like, "Don't worry about it. This happens later." And you're just like, "Come on, man, don't spoil stuff." So there can be some sort of backseating sometimes with Lego. It's less about backseating, more about spoilers, I guess. Turn this around. All right, this goes in here. I guess this might help keep this down, so maybe this will be some of the structure that helps with the on-off switch there. And this is going to go here. I don't remember that gap being there. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. So we're starting to get into some of the things where I think some of this color, this brown color, is visible on the outside of the radio. And then this piece goes down. All right, now that we've got this secured in, well, it doesn't lift it off anymore. Still not a very satisfying click. You'd think it would be a larger rotation. There's a nice little sound to it. I feel like this is the kind of situation where a little note from the designer to say the on-off switch is very subtle would be a kind of nice indication that, like, you've done something right. It's not you. And this is how we designed it, you know? In here. And then we've got these little balls are going on top of this. This is where I'm sure some people that do the Technic stuff would be familiar with this kind of contraption, you know? It's odd that that's off kilter. I wonder if I feel like I should maybe put the orange one on that, the one that's vertical. So it lines up. Seems like the picture. that. So what is this going to do? Goes in here. Huh. In a way, I'm also glad they don't beat you over the head with the explanations either, because it's fun to kind of wonder, especially when like the mechanism like starts in one bag and then finishes in another. You kind of have this state of like guessing what's going on. Does anybody else look for the little the die cut off parts of the pieces and hide them, even when it's going to be something that's inside the build? I do that all the time. The little white parts. Try to hide the white parts. So this kind of stuff I find really cool. You know, you've got two gears that obviously lock in. I never got into Create in Minecraft, that mod. I really should give that a go. If I ever get a new machine that is that's got the chops to run it, maybe I'll give that a go. All right, so now we've got this coming in here. We put this down and then we insert the rods. So we start this way and then we're going to push these pins in. We've done this before on a number of other builds. So you can see there's the yellow spot and then the hole here. And that might actually need to make sure how that's going to go. This goes. That goes in there like that. Oh, so that turns your. Okay. It's funny that there's a little bit of play there before it actually starts to go. Yeah, there's almost a third of a rotation. Yeah. I didn't take physics, so all that math is beyond me. Oh, got a little note. This minifigure magic wand is introduced here in red for the first time. The tapered shape fits nicely as the needle slides left to right. Oh, very cool. It looks like it's pointing in the wrong direction, but we'll probably see. Oh, it's a hinge piece. Never mind. I was right. It's something that flips up. So this, I was right. This isn't one thing. This is two things. These are probably the little wands from like the Harry Potter series. So they're here in red instead of brown. That's cool. So we put that there. Two of these. One of those. And then the wand goes in here. That. And then this attaches here. But when you flip it up, it's like the red dial. That's cool. I should send my dad a video of that. He'd find that pretty funny. The brown is visible. Yeah, the brown's around the dial. And then there's going to be brown in through here too. That's probably the next bag. All right, turn her this way. Looks like we got to move the dial. That goes down there. Oh, I see. Oh, crap. Thankfully, that was not as hard to get as I thought. That gap I was talking about, we're about to fill it in, it looks like. I do find it funny that very often when I notice stuff like that, it's like, oh, there's a gap back here. And then like 2 pages later, it's like, we're going to fill in the gap that you just saw. All right, so we're up here. Not look right. Four, 8, 10. Yeah. Which is good. That's the piece I just knocked off moments ago. I wonder why they decided to make it that piece. Could be just a height thing. Now we're going to use this. This sloping element has the perfect geometry to make the sliding block function work. It allows you to play the sound brick while selecting stations, quote unquote. Huh. I think the sound brick is going to go in there somewhere. Sound brick is not yet here. It's not in this bag, so that'll be for next time. Not to leave everybody hanging. Right. That's wild. And this goes on and like this. Nope. Yeah, rotate it that way. And this goes oh, cool. So there's no studs in there. And so as you move this, my guess is that there's going to be a dial over here for tuning. So tuning will move this back and forth, which spins this, which is probably going to push this in and out. And then this little translucent orange piece is going to push into what I'm assuming is going to be the space where the sound brick goes. Neat. Wow, that is really precise. Where do they have the needle? They have the needle all the way over to the side. I don't know if that orange ball matters. I don't think they're any different in size. They look to be the same. Their orange ball's on the top, mine's on the bottom. So we're gonna build like a little house around this, it looks like. Keeps it in there. I'm glad they explained what that does. I need 2 of those. Nice. That one little piece on the back. That's awesome. Again, that's quite a few pieces left over. We've got a spare magic wand. I'm pretty sure we didn't miss anything. I'm pretty confident. Cool. Well, that has gotten more complicated, but it's very, very cool. So we've got a little on-off switch. We've got this thing moves back and forth, although it looks like it's meant to stay there for now because we have another mechanism here that's going to actually play the sound brick when the time comes. So we will see how that all comes together next time, which will be next Friday. I do hope to stream tomorrow, which is Saturday. So we'll be back to Minecraft. So I've got some stuff to take care of between now and then. Thanks ever so much for hanging out, folks. I really appreciate all the support today. A number of subs, hype train bits. You all are fantastic. I really, really appreciate it. But I need to go rest the voice and tend to the barbecue. So thanks for hanging out. We're going to try to pass you along to somebody playing either Minecraft or Satisfactory. So hang tight, don't go anywhere. And we'll pass you on to somebody else doing some cool stuff on Twitch. And you can follow me on social media, Joel Duggan, very easy to find. Check out patreon.com/Joel Duggan. It's probably one of the best ways to support what I do. And podcasts, they're free. Spawn Chunks and Citadel Cafe. All of them are linked at joelduggan.com, just to kind of point you in a very easy spot. And I will see you later. Bye for now.